Today we're lucky enough to sit down with upcoming young starlet Jodie Marie. How are you, Jodie?
Good, thanks.
It's really lovely to meet you. Yeah, very well, thanks. I'm a bit tired actually because I've been working late nights, but apart from that, you know, even better for seeing you today.
Oh, very nice.
Now you must be particularly excited because tonight you're going to play with Will Young and support him on his tour. How do you feel about it?
Really excited. Can't wait to sort of just get on the road now and get there and get the first one out of the way, so it's not quite as nerve-wracking, and meet him as well would be quite nice, just to sort of meet the crew and everyone and just get out
absolutely
there.
And it must be really nice to support someone like Will Young, because it's kind of rare, particularly with the reality TV route, for someone to then actually turn it into a proper career. Like most of the people from X Factor and what was the one before that on the BBC? I can't remember what it's called, but the one that Will was on. He did that, but then he came through and, you know, he's a household name these days.
Yeah, I think he's probably the only one, is he, that's still going, or is he, after several years, you know, he's been around for a while, and I think it's good because he's sort of almost left that sort of behind, you know, and he's doing his own thing, and I think that's just incredible. I really take my hat off to him.
I wonder what happened to Gareth Gates.
Did he win it? Did he win it? No, he didn't.
He was second.
There we go.
But he was also made a pop star along with Will Young, but then I don't know what happened to his smiley little face. But you must be quite used to the whole touring thing right now, because looking at your Twitter, it's full of, just having a coffee in Amsterdam, you know, just about to fly off to Greece and all of these, you know, different shows across Europe.
Not quite Greece, but that would be lovely, yeah.
Maybe next summer, perhaps.
Yeah, hopefully. It's good. It's all new every single time. Every tour's different, but you sort of get that sort of feel from it. You sort of settle into it straight away, and your mind goes a little bit mad for a little while, and I just love it. I love being on the road and sort of seeing all these different places, doing what you love at the same time. I couldn't ask for anything better, really. I just love it.
There's another venue that you played on your travels, the St Pancras Old Church.
Yes.
Well, you had a residency there, in fact.
Residency there, yeah, just before I did an Arena Palo tour just before the Jonathan Jeremiah one. So it was just before that for 3 weeks, once every week.
How did you find it playing in the St Pancras Old Church?
Really sweet. I loved it. It's just it's so intimate, and we had candles like round by the stage and around the side, and it's just a really small venue, and it's just got that character to it, and everyone sort of piles in, and it's just deadly silent. You've got all that amazing reverb, like natural reverb. It's just a really lovely mood and atmosphere in the place. It's just really beautiful. It's
kind of a really mercurial gig venue as well, because you walk in and it is just a church.
Yeah, it's like,
strange. What is this? And you've got pews, and it's really small. Because I saw James Blake playing there in March, I think.
Wow.
You kind of walk on in and you've got all these pews and stuff, and then he had these enormous speakers like on the side of the stage. And he played, or the band played through one of their heavier songs, and afterwards he's just like, some of the ceiling is just falling onto my keyboard. Is there a bar in there? I didn't notice one when I was there.
There's a table which has, I think, one bottle of red wine that has to share around whoever's in there.
Well, I brought a few beers with me, and I kind of felt a bit guilty actually sitting and drinking. It's just like house of God, and this is so indulgent.
It was quite funny. We had the bells go off during one of my songs in like proper church bells going off in the middle, and it was like, it's quite
Do you think people thought that was part of your set, just like to add some extra ambiance?
It's just really strange. It's just a proper church, isn't it? That's the thing. But I like it because of the intimacy and the feel in there.
And switching away from all this touring and gigging to looking at some of your releases, you're about to release your forthcoming single On the Road, and then that's a precursor to Mountain Echo, the album out next year. And I get the feeling, particularly with Mountain Echo, there's a bit of a story there of something about being perhaps a bit homesick when you used to travel to London and away from home a lot.
The reason the album's called Mountain Echo is the fact that all the songs on the album and Mountain Echo itself are things that I'm trying to say to people, but I'm not actually saying it, but my songs are the way of telling people what I mean and how I felt about different things. So it's like I'm saying these things on echo that's come back.
Is there anything in particular that you're trying to express?
There's a lot of different things, like there's one song, Greeny Blue, which is saying sorry. So that's that's a very important song to me, probably one of the most important ones I've written.
Was that just a general apology, or is that something more specific?
It's very specific, but it doesn't state it in the song, so it's quite general to everyone else, but it means a lot to me.
Right.
I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it on the edge.
Do you think the person will notice what you're getting at in the song?
Yeah, because it's got a few little things in there that link back to the whole situation of why I'm saying sorry, and I think they'll pick up on it.
Did you used to write lyrics when you were younger and then stow them away like in a little box as like a secretive little treasure chest of creativity?
It was quite a little treasure chest as well. It's like a tongue twister.
I had to practice that one so many times before this interview. Like, tell you God, I mean, literally standing in front of the mirror, treasure chest.
I obviously didn't do that.
Well, you'll know for next time.
Yes, next time, treasure chest. But yeah, it's just this little wooden box that is just that. And I used to play piano and a little bit of guitar, but not much. And I was obviously had inspiration, but without knowing what it was, because I was quite young, and just scribbling stuff down. And then because I had no use for it, I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, oh, that's out of my head now, it's fine, and just put it in this box. And I still got this box, and it's just awful.
Have you delved into it to have like a little read?
I didn't want to for a long time, and then I looked at it quite recently, and it's quite embarrassing. But it's good. I'm glad I did it. See where my head was at when I was trying to write when I was younger.
But it's interesting listening to your voice, because people like Ella Fitzgerald, Fontella bass spring to mind. Like you've got a very powerful voice, and it's very bluesy and very kind of atmospheric. But then you've gone for the singer-songwriter acoustic guitar strand.
Yeah, I guess it's like I always listened to Ella Fitzgerald when I was younger, and Etta James and all that sort of thing. I was brought up on blues, so there's a real element of blues in my songwriting and voice. I was always sort of trying to belt out Etta James songs when I was small, not really quite doing it. But I think it's, even though I've gone for the singer-songwriter approach, my album has got that sort of fuller band and the live sort of side. So how I guess that they would have recorded it way back when, and there's still that sort of element of what I used to listen to, but my own sort of newer sort of take on it as well.
Could you see that changing as your musical career develops? Could you see yourself going, okay, right, I've done the singer-songwriter thing, now I'm going to do what Amy Winehouse is doing?
Amy Winehouse is great. I love what she's done, but I don't know, it's quite soon to tell, because I'm really enjoying what I'm doing at the moment, and I like that sort of sitting down with a guitar, just really, really little sound. And like at the moment we're going out as an acoustic sort of setup, and it's nice to sort of show people where the songs began, and then when the album comes out and obviously the singles are coming out, they can hear what it's developed to.
When I listened to your songs, I was like, wow, this girl's got a great voice. She must have been going for years, but you're only 20 years old. You're such a little nipper. Sorry for slightly patronising there.
That's fine.
So after touring with Will and the LP, Mountain Echo, which is slated for next year, have you got a date for that?
It's roughly March next year, roughly. So.
What are you working on past that?
After it, you mean, or
as well as after?
Okay.
What can we expect from you next year? Because everyone's saying, yeah, Jodie Marie 2012, it's going to be her year.
Yeah. Well, I've got all this touring now this year just to get ready for it all, and supporting Ed Harcourt towards Christmas, and then hopefully when the album comes out, just more of the same thing, really, touring and radio tours and just sort of
just playing music.
I just can't wait to play my own stuff for people who hopefully have heard it before and enjoy it. I just can't wait for that moment.
Absolutely, and I can't wait to hear more of your music. And Jodie, it's been lovely chatting with you this afternoon.
Thanks
for joining us.
Thank you.